They thought it was just another quiet night in their small American neighborhood, until the police cars showed up. Blue and red lights flashed against the walls, sirens echoed through the empty streets, and the neighbors gathered in silence, watching. Among them was Diana Cooper and her brother Ethan, who had no idea that what they were about to record would become one of the most disturbing videos ever posted online. Outside their house, several police officers surrounded a rusty old trailer that had been parked for months. It belonged to their father. He had rented it out to a man named Robert Miller, a quiet loner who hadn't been seen for over a week. The lights inside the trailer had been off for days, no sounds, no movement. The smell was strange. Diana started recording on her phone, thinking it was just another police inspection. But then, something appeared in her video, something that wasn't supposed to be there. As the officers forced open the trailer door, a shadow moved behind them. A small, human-like figure, dark, fast, almost crawling, slipped into view for just a second before disappearing completely. Diana froze, replaying the clip in disbelief. She hadn't seen anything with her eyes, only the camera caught it. And that was just the beginning. 2 days later, she and her father decided to go inside the trailer themselves, and that's when they realized, whatever was in there, didn't leave with the police. The footage starts with the sound of laughter. Ethan is behind the camera, filming through the windshield as the old Ford truck rumbles down a cracked, forest road. The trees lean close on both sides, their branches scraping against the glass like long, bony fingers. In the passenger seat, Claire scrolls through her phone, reading the story about the so-called cursed trailer. Behind her, Josh is half asleep, his head resting against a pile of camping gear. "It's just an abandoned camper, man," Josh mutters. People love to make up horror stories about stuff they don't understand. "Exactly," Ethan replies, his grin wide. "Which is why this one's gonna blow up online. We spent the night in Oregon's most haunted trailer, that's 1 million views right there." Claire rolls her eyes. "You realize you just said haunted, right? I thought we were debunking this stuff, not proving it." Ethan laughs, adjusting the camera toward her. "Relax, Claire. We'll camp, get some footage, maybe find a few rats, and go home heroes of truth." But as they drive deeper into the woods, the light begins to fade. The GPS loses signal. The road narrows until it's barely more than dirt and shadows. Finally, they spot it, the trailer. A small, dented structure sitting alone in a clearing. Its paint is flaking off in patches, and the door swings slightly in the wind, creaking like an old hinge that's been waiting too long to open again. Josh leans forward. "That's it?" "Looks dead." Ethan zooms in through the lens. For a split second, the camera catches something odd, a faint reflection in one of the trailer's dark windows. Like someone was standing inside. Watching. He lowers the camera and frowns. "Did you guys see that?" But when he looks again, the window is empty. The sun had already vanished behind the tree line by the time they stepped out of the truck. The forest was unnervingly silent, no crickets, no wind, just the soft hum of the camera as Ethan kept it rolling. Josh carried the flashlight, its weak beam slicing through the darkness. Claire followed close behind, clutching her jacket as the cold air pressed against her skin. When they reached the trailer, the smell hit them first, a mix of rust, damp wood, and something else, something metallic. "Smells like an old freezer," Josh muttered. "Perfect," Ethan said, forcing a grin. "Adds to the atmosphere." The door creaked open with a reluctant groan. Inside, the trailer was smaller than they expected, 2 narrow bunks, a cracked mirror, and a small kitchenette covered in dust. The air was heavy, thick with years of neglect. Ethan placed the camera on a tripod. "All right," he said, his voice echoing slightly. "We're officially spending the night in the cursed trailer." He glanced at the camera lens. "If anything weird happens, we catch it live." They laughed a bit too loudly to hide how uncomfortable they felt. Later, after setting up sleeping bags, they started filming short clips for their audience. Claire joked about hearing whispers. Josh pretended to summon spirits. Ethan filmed it all, his flashlight casting shaky shadows across the walls. But around midnight, something changed. The trailer made a sound, a deep, hollow thud, like something heavy had hit the side from outside. Claire froze. Josh turned off his phone light. Ethan whispered, "Did you hear that?" Another thud. Then the faint sound of metal scraping against the trailer's outer wall. Ethan grabbed the camera and pointed it toward the door. "Probably an animal," he said, trying to convince himself more than anyone else. But when he stepped outside, there was nothing. Just darkness. He scanned the area, the trees, the ground, the truck parked nearby, everything was still. Then, through the camera screen, for a brief second, he saw movement. A shadow at the edge of the clearing. Still. Watching. But when he turned the camera away to look with his own eyes, it was gone. He exhaled, his breath shaking. "Probably my imagination," he whispered. Back inside, Claire and Josh were whispering too quietly for the mic to catch. The tension was growing, and the forest outside had gone completely silent again, too silent. Ethan set the camera down and whispered, "Let's just get through the night." The night stretched on like it had no end. Ethan's camera light flickered every few seconds, the battery nearly drained, but none of them dared to turn it off. Josh sat by the tiny window, peeking through the cracked blinds every now and then. "Still nothing out there," he whispered. Claire didn't answer. She was staring at something on the floor, a faint, almost invisible mark near the kitchenette.